Hi, I'm Rob Fowler. I'm currently playing Castle Krolok in Hamburg in Tasmania. You probably know me from Bass Falco in London, around the world, and this is my idol boy.
Sharon Sexton, aka Original Soul About Hell, and also now living in Hamburg and enjoying it very, very much. Yeah, that's us.
Okay, hello everybody, and thanks for checking in here at Everybody's Talking About Theater. I have two guests today, special occasion. It's Rob Fowler and Sharon Sexton. Hey.
Hello.
Morning.
And it's so weird to have you here in Germany, in Hamburg at the moment, because I'm here in Germany right now too. And usually we see each other in the UK. But now, thanks to Rob's new job, we get the chance to have the same time zone.
You know, we end up here.
Yeah. The joys of theatre, you never know where the next the next job's gonna take you.
That's true. I have an opening question for you guys. I'm asking this every guest. The question is, what does theater mean to you in 3 words?
Passion, escapism, and
The ability to reach.
3 words.
Oh, okay.
The ability to. I've got my third. So passion, escapism, and emotion.
Oh, I love this.
My 3 would be freedom, youthfulness, and eternal.
Nice. I have another one.
Good.
Fun, free zone.
There you go, that's a good
it
one.
sounds like a
Fun,
poem.
free zone. There's so few of them.
Love it.
Allowance for unavailability.
Okay, that's on a roll now. We'll come up with a tagline.
Permission
To cry.
to cry. Permission to laugh.
Aw, yeah, permission to cry, permission to laugh, permission to laugh.
Okay, second question.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, let's go on with the interview. I was wondering, how did you guys come up with doing acting as a full-time job?
Yeah, I don't really remember ever wanting to do anything else. I don't know where it came from. There was nobody in my family who had done it before me. I didn't even think it was really a possibility, that it was a reality of something you could do for a job. I just always loved singing, and then I was told I was good at it, so I wanted to do it more. And I loved being on stage and being really free and dancing and pretending to be with people and stuff. And then when I realized that you could actually do it, as somebody told me, I remember the specific moment. It was one of my uncles who said, "Hey, you know, people, you can do that when you grow up, like as a job." I went, "Huh?" And it didn't even occur to me. And that was all I ever wanted to do. So yeah.
For me, it came later. I guess I was always an attention seeker, being a middle child. So, and being such a fan of DC comics and Marvel movies and just the different characters. Sometimes I feel like I want to be a hero. The second time I want to be the villain, and I thought that's the perfect place to be able to do that and to convince people. And I've always set out, when I set out to be in theatre, I always wanted to make people laugh and cry, and I always wanted to escape from the normality of my life, I guess, growing up in a village, to just jumping into that. Like, I guess it's a bit like Mary Poppins and Dick Van Dyke when they jump into the picture in Mary Poppins, and you go into a brand new world and era, and that's what I'm kind of most proud of with my career, is that it's the roles I've played are so diverse, and they're so they don't really go down the same line. I love to challenge myself with whether it's being a vampire or being the father of a child that died in Next to Normal. So it's that being from a normal world to the fantasy mythical world. The joys of theatre. Yeah, I like to just find how would I be if I was born in the 18th century? How would I be if I was born in 2090 or something? Do you know what I mean? It's that futuristic side, and I don't know. I like, yeah, the wonder years, the time, theatre is a time machine, and
That's what drew you into it.
yeah. Sorry.
That's true.
Sorry.
Would you say if you have a role that's quite similar after a job, would you take it, or would you say like I want to do something else instead?
Yeah, the 3 C's, or since living in Germany, the 4 C's, which would be credit. Do I already have that credit? Cash, what's it going to pay me? Creativity, how much creativity am I allowed? What city is it in? And that makes a big difference.
That's our checklist, kind of.
You have to tick at least 2.
We used to have 3, and it would be that where you
Without
have,
the city,
you have to tick 2 out of the 3 in order, like if you get an offer of a job, or if you're not sure it's for you. Most of the time, if it's for you,
renewal of a contract, for instance,
everything in your gut will go, oh yes, I want that. But like, they're the 3 things. Add city into that, and then I think we would also now have to add a 5th C, children.
Children, yeah.
Because it's how you manage all it. So there's lots. It's not just the 3 hours that you do on the stage every night. It's the other 21 hours of the day and how you manage life around it. And as you get older, things start to kind of weigh up a little bit more. There's a lot more to...
Yeah, the scales are more balanced as you get older. I remember when I first started with no responsibility of children or a dog or that kind of fixed relationship where I would go where the credit would be, always.
Yeah.
Or we always say in theatre you can sometimes have what's called a busman's holiday. Now, a busman who's on a tour bus gets to go all around the world, but
and be paid for it.
And to be paid for it, and he gets to see the joys of the world. And our job also allows us that. Just to look, 1 year ago, we were in New Zealand and Australia in wonderful hotels doing a show that brought us together that we love dearly. And we were being paid for it.
So those moments are magic. Yeah. So it totally depends. If you've done the role before, if those other boxes are ticked, then you might go for it.
I mean, especially Battle of Hell was for you coming back to a show you already knew. Did you have like these checklists for Battle of Hell too, or was it like, no matter what, we're doing it?
It was before COVID. And we were actually in Mamma Mia, and we weren't able to do it. Yeah. And there was a clash of dates.
Oh, yeah.
So they made it work for us.
They made it work for us, yeah, because we went, you know what? If you would let us, we would do the second half of the tour, because we were going to miss the first half.
The American-Australian part.
Yeah. But it was, it's so stuff like that. I think Bad is always so special. And also it's so rare that both of us are available. So that timing in life, if one of us is in a job, which has never happened with Bat so far, that the other one, like, would you go without me? It's such a strange thing, because that show is so special to us. So I think that when that came around at that point in time, we were both just 100%, please, let's have a go with these amazing roles again.
And I'm happy you did that. You met during Battle of Hell, is that right?
Yeah, we'd never even auditioned together.
And can you tell us a bit more about the story of your relationship, how it was to like meet someone who's doing the same job and everything?
Yeah, well, I was the last one cast in Bad Out of Hell. I know that. So I knew that you'd been cast, and I knew that Christina and Andrew had been cast. And then I went obviously snooping to see, who am I going to be playing with? Who are these people? And I wondered if we might do a call or a music call or what was it back then, Skype? And there was nothing. So I didn't meet Rob until literally on the day of rehearsals in the room. And the first thing that we were asked to do, because there was no script. There was like the script, the working script that Jim had sent. Yeah. But we didn't have it to read yet. They were still working on it. So they were like, for the first day, you're going to have to do movement and like dance.
Contemporary. Get across the room without losing contact from each other.
Yeah. And I was like, so somebody in here must be playing the dad. Because it was literally like, 10, 15 minutes in?
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, come on, Mum. And that was it. And that was the very first words he said to me. Well, come on, Mum.
That's the first words I say every morning when our son wakes up.
Come on,
Mum.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. And what was it like during Battle of Hell, especially while you were training for the show?
Marathon.
Yeah, I bet that, because you don't only have all the training you have to do, but also the emotional relationship.
Yeah.
In the beginning, the show was much more demanding.
Vocally.
It was vocally much more demanding. With Sharon had the song "Good Girls" to sing. I had the song "Land of the Pig" to
She also
sing.
had "Life Is a Lemon."
Life is a Lemon.
Yeah.
Well, it was much longer. It was probably about 40 minutes longer. But so that was demanding on its own, and
then we were changing keys of songs as well, and things were moving up and moving to different places in our voices, and
knowing the fine line between is
it going to actually work?
Do you want to make them laugh or break their hearts?
And our characters were so nasty in the beginning on paper. They were just they were villains. Like, they were just
like Cruella de Vil.
Yeah, they had no heart. And then we got to finally rehearse the part of what part of my body. And when we got to that, then I think we kind of ended up moving backwards from that to go, okay.
And trying to incorporate that couch into a lot more of it to make it more familiar for people to be able to relate as that dysfunctional family.
Yeah, Who Needs the Young was us walking over dead
bodies, me showering,
me having a cigarette,
falling into the pond.
It was all very strange, and then it was Rob's idea to get a couch and just said, this would give them a home, and then that's where that kind of it grew from. And that
couch idea came from us sitting in the green room in Clapham. Going, they're going to cut it.
They're going to cut Who Needs the Young.
They're going to cut Who Needs the Young.
It's so different to every other song on the show, and we're secondary characters, so we need to make it really special. And we did for 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Aww.
Yeah.
Amazing story. Thanks for sharing this.
It was really cool, but also when you create a new piece of theatre, there's I'd never done it before, never originated a role before, so there's a lot of pressure, but there's also a lot of opinions, and there's a lot of passion. So there's a lot of people who from different
departments, producers, creatives.
The costume people wanted to be their moment to make this first impression. The same with the music, the same with the text, the same with directors, lighting. Everybody invested so much that the actual tech, I think, was the most difficult part, wasn't it?
Yeah, because you would really invest, and you not only give the sweat and the tears through the characters, you give it from yourself, because it's a bit like you have to invest so much of yourself, and it makes you so vulnerable that for them it's more about how many minutes is the first act, and does that really jigsaw into the piece? Okay, we'll cut it. Which for an actor, whether it's leading role as sub-principal or a featured solo dancer or something, it could be cut in a heartbeat without any discussions about how we as a performer would feel that would affect us.
For the priorities. So that, I think, brought us closer a lot as well, didn't it? Because it's like when you go through that with somebody else together, and a lot of our stuff was together. It was one day, first act, I think it was 20 minutes, and it was my 20 minutes, and it was a monologue and a song and a scene, and they just went snip, and Rob came over and he just went like that, and I went, don't touch me, don't look at me, I'm gonna cry today, I can't handle it. It was really intense.
And then it was Just Won't Quit, and then
it was gone.
And then it was Heaven Can Wait. She used to fly through the audience, through the over the stage.
That's the cool thing about Bad Out of Hell, because it's just constantly
developing,
and once you accept that, we've gone back now obviously with other casts. We've had 2 other casts that we've worked with, and they still come into the rehearsal process. And the last time with the cast, our director came in and made the big controversial change. We had rehearsed the show, we had set the show, we just did the run through of the show, and then he went, how about Tink doesn't die? Me and Rob went, okay, here we go. And everybody else in the cast just went, oh my God. And we're like, yeah.
Hey,
hell, we're used to this now.
That was a big decision.
I was supposed to be eaten.
Yeah. The Lost were cannibals.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Sorry, we've gone on.
Yeah, we've got on a bad out of memory lane. Everybody still asks me about the costume change in the water, even though it wasn't able to do it on tour.
True.
To tour with the water tank.
Yeah.
The little things we miss.
Yeah. Amazing times. What was it like for you, like performing as a couple?
Therapy.
It must be a bit of therapy, but also like weird, because when you come home after a show, your wife or your husband is there.
Yeah.
I don't think it works for everybody, that's for sure.
I loved it. I think it was amazing.
Yeah.
I actually really miss it.
Yeah, me too. And I said whenever we can get to do concerts together, it's just to rekindle those nostalgic memories of being on stage together, because it's knowing that you have somebody there who knows any millimeter of a second during the show if you need them to help you
anything
with anything, whether am I losing a character, am I losing my voice, am I invested enough or too much, to have that just one.
Yeah, someone is always catching you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's just also really cool to experience things and just share that look. It's like anything. It's like if you have a best friend and like even going back to being in school, when you've got that person in your class or on your team that you can just connect eyes with to go, we'll talk about that later. Do you know what I mean? Like, and sometimes we didn't even, but we would just both acknowledge that we shared the moment, or we'd come off from certain performances where there was that kind of electricity and go and find each other in the wings afterwards and be like,
now I'm coming home from work doing the show alone and saying, you'll never guess what's happening in the cast.
I'm trying to keep up. But yeah, it's really, it's really been special. It was really cool.
Okay, and what's getting you on your nerves when you have to perform together?
I think we were quite good, actually.
Yeah, we both always want to be 100% plus every night. So I think if there was somebody who, you get performers who go, oh, I've got to pace myself for the week, I'm only going to give 80%.
Yeah, but we're both not built
like that. We're both not built like that. So it sounds a bit too good to be true, but I think, I don't know, even if you're having a dispute at home or in your private life, and I think that, within reason, we've always kept that off stage.
Yeah.
So it's very special to have somebody who you love and love to work with. It's not unwritten, that isn't.
Oh, you guys.
Some people just can't handle it. Some people's egos are too big for a relationship and a relationship on stage.
Yeah, I can feel that. I think it's this is why I was asking. I think it can be hard, but it can be the greatest gift ever.
Oh, it's definitely the greatest gift ever. If you can get it, grasp it with both hands. That one would definitely be right at the top of my list if there's the possibility to do something. I mean, we're asked to recreate a brand new show for an American production, which is about to start, but
we couldn't do it.
We couldn't do it due to, basically family. I think it was just too young for us to go on an American tour with a 1-year-old. But who knows? In the future, it might come around.
Maybe. Fingers crossed. And what was it like moving to Hamburg for you guys? I mean, there must be a lot of things in the way for, like, you have to reschedule your whole life. I don't know how to say, because you guys are parents. You have to reschedule everything for your kids when you move to another country. Isn't that true?
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, because I went straight into rehearsals after the day that we arrived. It was probably more, you can ask Sharon this question, but I think it was more her getting used to Hamburg because I didn't really see much of it other than the way to work and back for the first 2 months, I would say. The hardest thing for me was no direct flights to my kids in Hamburg to where my children live. During the winter, there's no direct flights because there are direct flights to London, but my daughter lives somewhere where there's no direct flights. So that was the hardest thing for me. And but other than that, I was working doing 8 shows a week, rehearsals every day. So maybe I'll hand that one to Sharon.
Yeah, it was. I think it was kind of daunting because I don't speak the language as well, and also because Rob has lived in Germany before, he understands the way things work here, just in terms of systems, you know.
Absolutely.
I say to Flo the other day, I'm the captain of the calendar, yeah? So like I like to just be like
Organised.
have my stuff on the wall and know this is where I go to the dentist, this is where we go to the doctor, this is where the dog needs to go to the vet, this is where, and so when I have that language barrier, I'm like, Rob, you need to do this now, you need to do this now. And I feel so out of control that I can't like, you know, if something goes wrong in the car, I can't even pop into a garage to have a conversation, or I can't like ask for certain things in the supermarket. So I'm a bit like, ugh. So I found that really tricky. And I think that made me probably, I went home to work a lot during the winter as well. But now that the spring is here and I've kind of immersed myself in Hamburg a little bit more, I'm
She's
working
teaching
now.
in stage school.
I've got lots of students and stuff, and I'm learning German through them as well, which is really cool. So
plus you have an outside life now. You actually speak to humans.
Yeah, I speak to humans, not on a screen. So yeah, but you know what?
And the best thing, sorry to interrupt, but the best thing about being in Germany for a family is they look after you. A kid goes to Kita.
That's the one thing I was going to say as well. For Tyler, this has been amazing.
It's
but just for him, for us, I think to be, because we did think about it. It's like, should I stay in the UK? Could Rob fly over and back? Could we do it that way? And it was like, no, we just have to do it all together. And Tyler's too little. And for him to be with us here and for us all to be in a new home, it's been an amazing experience for us as a family.
And his development as a child is incredible.
Yeah, so that's been really cool.
He's definitely now, I know he's only got a few words, but he's definitely bilingual.
Totally.
I'm so happy for you that this works out. But I can feel this. It must be so hard to like get everything right here in Germany. We have so many weird rules.
Especially since Brexit, you know, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
As somebody who lived here for almost 15 years on and off between Austria, Switzerland, Germany, like without even a care. I was always feeling sorry for the Americans and Australians who always had to get their visas and stuff. And now I'm in the same boat as them now, so to speak. Like as soon as my last day in Tanzania, they're going to kick me out of the country. So it's it's that side is tricky, and thank goodness the company really helped me set all that up. And you know, and I think that it's the same sky wherever you are in the world. So if you're happy, you can enjoy
wherever you are
the sun when it shines.
Aww, wise words.
twice a year in Hamburg.
Moin Hamburg.
Guys, I prepared a little game, a storm of questions. These are 10 absolutely random questions for you. Answer quick and intuitively. This word will always break my tongue. And you are welcome to share anecdotes after answering, okay? First one is, what is the first thing you do in the morning after waking up?
Coffee.
Coffee. Me too. How do you drink your coffee? This is not in the questions, but I just love coffee so much.
Black.
Okay, guys. Easy. The next one is, what is your favorite song to sing to your child?
Moana.
I saw the Instagram story where Rob was running around in the living room and Sharon was singing Encanto or something with.
Oh yeah, Encanto. That's a favourite. We've moved on from Encanto now. We've progressed to Moana. How far I'll go.
Or Wish.
Wish, yeah.
I'm a
star.
Star.
So good. Yeah.
Stern.
Yeah. Shan.
Stare.
Or Wonderful World.
Mm-hmm.
He loves his Wonderful World song.
He does.
Classic. Actually, the whole first act of Dance the Vampire to put him to sleep.
This is true.
And that's not in a negative way. He's just heard it. Whilst I was studying for the show,
Yeah.
I sang it to him every day when he was a baby to learn the lyric. And now all I have to do is Jahrelang war ich nur Ahnung in dir. And he's like, yeah, that'll do. No joke. So if he comes to see the show and you hear a kid snoring, it's my son.
Yeah, probably. The next one is, would you start a rock band with your family if you could?
Oh yeah, have you got a producer?
Definitely not.
The Sexton family.
Definitely not.
The Fowler family. The Kelly family. I've been done.
Yeah, it's a bit like the Kelly family, right?
Mm.
The next one is, would you rather be a vampire or a human being?
Depends on my mood.
Probably a human, but yeah, no human. I'll go with human.
And I'd like to live forever so I can keep an eye on everybody.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to drink blood.
Yeah, but I'd kill anybody if they broke my daughter's heart.
Yes, that's true.
Metaphorically.
Yeah, I know. This is not a question in the game, but Sharon, have you seen the show more than once?
Dance, yes, yeah, I have. I went a few times during previews and press night, and a couple of times since. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying, but I could probably sing a lot of gear phonetically, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, the songs are quite similar to Battle of Hell, but only another language and another meaning. So, Jim Steinman.
But that one, no, all of them though, there's not unlike Battle of Hell sometimes in terms of the chord progression and stuff, but they're so much richer in terms of like the vocal quality and stuff. They're like, yeah, they're incredible. The music in it is amazing, and obviously Rob is phenomenal, like for real. I burst into tears the first time that I went to see it when he just walks into the auditorium. I was just like, oh my god. Also because it took us so long to get here, and for you to get here and for us to be here, it was a lot, but it was incredible to watch the first time. It was like, yeah, it blew my mind. I found myself holding my breath.
I will definitely come back to Hamburg because last time Rob was sick.
Oh yeah, I remember you missed him. There you have it.
Yeah, Sharon wrote me an email. So sorry, Rob is sick. Let's go on with the game. What's your favorite musical or theater show?
Les Miserables.
Mine changes. I'll say Phantom, but then sometimes, like, if I sit down to watch a show or I know I'm going to watch a show, I'll be like, oh, we have to watch Miss Saigon, or I can't believe we haven't seen it. Or then I'll watch something like Hades Town and go, oh my God, that blew my mind. So it changes a lot.
Yeah, but Les Mis was the one that got me hooked to theatre. And but from new stuff,
me too.
The ones that have moved me in the last decade would be stuff like, I loved it. Everyone's talking about Jamie.
Yeah.
I loved The Grinning Man. I loved Hades Town. I loved Amelie. So more that kind of, how would you say, modern. Yeah. I'd love to have seen some of these new remakes, like the revival of Guys and Dolls. I've heard great things about.
I just didn't get a chance to see it.
And I want to see Stranger Things to play too.
Yeah.
It's amazing. This is so good. I loved it. No words.
One of our dear friends plays Joyce in it.
Newsies, missed that one too.
Yeah. The special effects and everything. Chef's kiss. Yeah. Okay, let's go on. If you were animals, what kind of animals would you like to be?
A dog. Steinman in particular, because he has cushy all the time. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
If it's a dog's life, it is definitely Steinman's life. He moves from bed to couch to hot meal to walk to shower to playtime to cuddles. Yeah.
I'd either like to be an eagle or maybe a leopard or something. I just love the way they move and don't know. I just think they're a fascinating creature to watch. Or a shark. See, I like to take the top of the food chain. Yeah, I mean,
A
if you're going to explore
shark.
the ocean, make
Be a
sure everybody
shark.
knows you're you're at the top of the
Oh.
food chain.
Okay, I got another one. What was the most I hate this word, uncomfy costume piece you've ever had to wear?
The tutu and Billy Elliot. It was a proper real tutu. It was really heavy. It had
Oh,
3 layers
yeah.
underneath that, and you couldn't get in or out of it yourself. So you had to really be dressed and corseted all the way up the back. It was great when you were in it, but it was a pain to get into and out of, and you couldn't walk through doors.
Yeah.
Mine would be, I've got like 4 which are really on par with each other. After 8 shows a week, Crawlock's really, there's quite a lot of layers.
Prologue,
That
yeah,
cape is like
Heavy.
probably close to 15 kilos. So it's like having your kid on your shoulders while you're singing. Any costume in Starlight Express, it's just, that is really heavy. That's
Oh, yeah. That's hard.
Frankenfurter. That was the feet were killing at the end of the week with those high heels.
The feet, yeah.
Other than that, I think that's kind of it from just going through the costumes that I've had.
Yeah.
But yeah, those 3, I think.
So Battle of Hell was a blessing.
Oh yeah. It's just wearing a beautiful suit. Mamma Mia was just being on the beach.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was lovely.
Bad Out of Hell, Mamma Mia, Next to Normal. My 3 shows before Tants, no face makeup. Incredible. Only a little bit of silicone for the scar as Falco, but
not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Now you have to feel the pain of makeup.
Now I'm 90 minutes in the makeup chair and I've got hands that are as dry as a camel's tongue.
I mean, you probably have to get an hour to get into the makeup and everything. Or how long does it take?
Yeah, my makeup time's 90 minutes, but because I do paint my hands myself and put my nails on myself, it takes 60 minutes in total because they normally do the face for 60 minutes and the wig, and then they do the hands. But I do my hands myself to save them, so I can just have a bit of breathing space before the show begins. But yeah, it takes at least, if you do it correctly, half an hour to get the makeup off. And then, if you're lucky, your wife will give you a facial when you get home.
How's your skin feeling at the moment, Rob?
Dry. So any of those fans out there really want to be the biggest Rob Fowler fan in the world, just face creams, hand creams.
If you come to stage door, you know what to bring.
And don't worry, I will accept the best stuff.
Yeah, you will.
He
did. When he came home, initially they'd given him like wipes, like cleansing wipes to take off the thing. And
baby wipes for a baby's butt.
So yeah, he's got some nice proper oils products and stuff now.
Why? Would you shave your hair for your dream role?
Oh yeah, if it was the right role, like whatever the role would be. Yeah, if the role required it, yeah. I wouldn't shave my hair so that they would give me the role. But if the role required me to shave my head, I wouldn't mind doing it. But I tell you what, I'd rather shave it than dye it blonde again. Because I may as well have shaved it, destroyed it. Yeah, and then arrive back in lockdown.
It's hard, yeah.
You gotta sort that out yourself, because, COVID. Bye.
And Rob, what about you?
Yeah, I've had some really bizarre haircuts for shows. Like when I did hair, they shaved one side of my head and then put hair extensions in the other, and I had to go around like that for 4 months. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but mainly with me it's always been wigs. But if they wanted me to cut my hair for a role, yeah. Look at that! I've shaved my face. My daughter never saw me without a beard.
Yeah, true.
She's 12 years old. And she begged me not to shave. She said, "Can it not be a vampire with a beard? Please, Daddy, don't do it."
No.
I was on that team too.
Yeah, so I have shaved the underside of my head for a role. I think it's more shocking to shave your beard off because it kind of moves with you, whereas the hair on your head, I mean, you know, men have to face it that they lose it
True.
anyway,
You look so
You're weak so
different
often
and
than.
you're
in
weak so
shows,
often.
yeah.
But that bit is what you carry around
Yeah.
on a daily basis. You could always put a cap or a hat on, but you can't really go around. Well, I mean, during COVID, it was cool because you were like absolutely covered. I could have one. My next, hopefully, it never happens. But my next COVID mask would be one with a beard.
Designer.
Give myself a little.
Oh yeah, we have to design you one. 2 questions left. What's your favorite color?
Changes as well, but I'll say purple.
Oh, mine too.
Mine is green.
Purple and green. Beetlejuice. And the next one is, how many tattoos do you have? Because I'm curious.
I don't know. I'd say you've got 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. You count there. I have 3, but kind of 2 or 1. So 1 big one and 1 little one.
Is Rob counting now?
Maybe between 17 and 20. If you class one as one, or because it was a work in progress, if it's 1 or if it's 2 or if it's 3 that became 1.
Oh, you did it! First game. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Did we win?
Of course, always. Let's talk a bit more about the science of singing, Sharon. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, well, I've been doing vocal coaching for about 20 years on and off and working with lots of different students and lots of different schools. And I've studied myself in loads of different areas, but I kind of wanted to consolidate everything that I know into one place. And so it seemed like the perfect time to do it when we're over here as well, because I'm also halfway through my advanced diploma in singing teaching, which I'm doing also at the moment. Again, it made sense to do it. It's something I've been wanting to do for ages when we were in Hamburg in one place. So the science of singing has kind of come and evolved out of that, because I've had students in all different kind of walks of life and different schools and all around the world. And so I've kind of just brought it all together and decided that instead of me repeating myself a lot for the first few classes with students, I can start to do webinars and give kind of overviews of different subjects that are helpful to vocalists or to people just with an interest in their voice or in singing or musical directors. And so, yeah, it's just been kind of, I don't know what it's going to become, but at the moment it's a place for me to share tips, share techniques, offer classes, offer workshops and master classes. And I'm hoping, the aim is that possibly one day I'll be able to grow it to a place where I'll be able to hold workshops and seminars and stuff in person. And the big dream, I have to share this with you.
Oh.
The big dream is that, like, possibly to be able to do vocal retreats for people, which I think would be so cool. To go to like a safe space for 3 days by a beach, to like come, be together, work in a studio and work on your voice every day, but in that kind of low pressure environment where you can really explore. Because I think people, when they go into training full time, sometimes leave it a little bit more broken than they started, because it can be really difficult, you know. I know so many singers who've started going into full-time training who said, you know, when I went in I felt so free about my voice and I'm such a confident performer, and now I'm just so insecure and I'm caught in all the technical side of things and I'm criticizing myself all the time. And so I have a real passion for trying to unlock that in people and try to build people's confidence back up and find out their true kind of voice and their authentic voice. And that's kind of my aim, to share that with people. So the science of singing is kind of the first step in letting me kind of do that, really.
And it's amazing. I've been in the first workshop
where
we talked about health of the voice, and this was so cool. I've never seen like a throat from the inside, and I was like, this is how it looks. Was weird. I learned so much.
It's funny because this is what I want to do as well. To see, so people who don't get access to that kind of stuff or feel like they don't deserve access to that kind of stuff, like, we're all singers, you know what I mean? Everybody has been singing for thousands and thousands of years before people started just saying, I'm in the West End, or I'm professional, or I'm amateur. I have so many people that come to me that nearly apologize, that go, I'm not a singer. And I'm like, you're as valid as a singer as anybody else, you know? You just don't do it professionally, but like, you can still make a sound. Babies do it. It's the first thing they do when they arrive is just open their voice and go, wah. So we all have the ability to do so much. So yeah, I want to give people the chance to train, to see stuff like that, to understand stuff like that, and then, you know, use it however they want.
Yeah, and it works. I shared it on Instagram, and a lot of people
Thank you.
wrote me after the workshop that they found out about this workshop because of my Instagram story, and
Yeah.
they loved it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you that you found out more about the voice and everything. And yeah, I hope you got a lot of new followers.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got more stuff planned as well, so keep an eye on it. It's the Science of Singing. It's got a little Instagram page, and there's a website out there too, which has a list of all the webinars that are going to be happening over the next couple of months. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's really good value, and it's an awful lot of information, and it's coming from a place of me wanting to share it rather than it ripping anybody off, because there's so many things out there.
Yeah, there's so many things out.
Like quick fixes and just.
I find as soon as somebody does something professionally, they think they're the master of the teaching side. It's such a different world.
Yeah.
But I can say, vouching for Sharon, I have learned so much from her helping me with my vocal technique through 8 shows a week in Bat Out of Hell, through 8 shows a week in Tanza Vampira. And I think that everybody goes into it. If they can sing it, they can sing it. But if they can sing it 8 shows a week, is a different thing altogether. And it's knowing the way to make your voice able to do it is going to be different to somebody else's voice being able to do it. And it's unlocking those possibilities.
Yeah, I mean, every voice is kind of different, and you have to explore what's best for you and your voice.
Yeah, and I love doing that. It really makes me tick. Sorry, I will stop talking about it now because I could talk about it all day. Get into it now.
No, please. Let's talk about it more. I love it. This is why I wanted to talk about it.
I'm sending these things to Rob going, did you know this? Did you see this? Did you try this? I've just learned this. This is really blowing my mind. Yeah. There's so much cool stuff that you can dive into.
It's amazing. Yeah. I've learned so much. Like, I didn't knew that you should cool down your voice after singing lessons. I was like, I'm done with singing lesson. I'm a beginner, so and I come home from singing lesson, and then that's it. But now, after your workshop, when I'm driving back in my car, I'm always like doing again to cool down.
As light as possible. If you see, because you can't touch the voice, people don't understand what you need to exercise it. It's still a muscle. It's easier watching somebody who runs a marathon than watching somebody who sings a marathon, like Bat Out of Hell or Jean Valjean or Donna in Mamma Mia. You know that your muscles are being really worked, whether it's in the jaw, the throat, or the muscles connecting everything together here from your shoulders around your head. If you see somebody doing the marathon, the first thing they do after they've finished, apart from probably sip some water, is stretch out.
Oh yeah, true. I haven't thought of that.
Otherwise, the muscles are just going to contract, and then when you wake up the next day, they're still going to be contracted. So, longevity, warm up, cool down, and the cool down has to be no pressure, as light as possible.
If you're really lucky, you'll have a wife at home that'll give you a facial and a vocal massage.
Lucky one.
That's why I'm in Hamburg.
Yeah.
That's why she's in Hamburg. She's my personal nighttime masseuse.
I'd say now there'd be a queue behind me if I gave that job.
Lucky. You guys. Rob, I think you are leaving Tanze Vampire this year. Is that right?
Tanze Vampire finishes on the 15th of September.
In September. So you're kind of halfway through?
Yeah, I would say so. I think we have like 6 months left to go.
With the run?
I have some holiday coming up where Thomas Burkhardt will come in and play the role whilst I'm on holiday. Other than that, 8 shows a week. Unless if I'm lucky enough to get a standby every now and again.
What does it feel like every day for you getting there to Tanze Vampire? I saw your Instagram takeover and I was like...
That was exhausting.
This man, wow. You did all of the sports. Cheryl was there just humbling around in the kitchen and everything. And then you get to the show. You did another sporty workout there. Isn't it exhausting?
For me, I feel that because I've basically been brought up with the enjoyment of sport, so it's not a chore for me. I was a huge fan of Bruce Lee and wanted to be as fit as Bruce Lee or Jean-Claude Van Damme or I knew I'd never be as big as Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I was always fascinated about how much you could push the body. And I feel if I do half an hour of sport, I have 2 more hours of energy in me. And that's the way I see it. So when I go to work and do Nick's blood sport, I feel
I love this.
ready with energy to do the show. And if I have a double show at the weekend, to do a pulse workout with Nick between shows, it keeps me, because we have 2 hours or just over maybe between shows. If I sat down, the majority of the cast do, I would be exhausted. I'd be more. I'd want to sleep, and then my voice would sleep, and then I like to keep myself awake so I can. But believe me, when my head hits the pillow, you can have Sharon. I'm like a light switch out.
But that's great. I'm really jealous of that.
Me too.
As a person with insomnia, so.
Yeah, I think. I mean, there's so much, especially with all the social media and TikTok. Everybody's got this kind of very short attention span. It's served me now. It's a throwaway kind of society that we live in. Give me something that will entertain me for 30 seconds. So your brain is always, and that's hard to switch that off to say, how about nothing for when my head hits the pillow, because your head's still going from all you've probably spammed out your grey matter with 60 seconds of a million different things in the day, whereas in the old days it would be probably 4 things that you've been made aware of. But now it's like, oh, that person,
so much information.
It's about the hair, it's about the eyebrows, it's about this, it's about that, and then you're like going,
I'm 34. I grew up without this, so.
Well, hopefully you can find a nice Science of Singing audiobook to help relax you at night. Listen to the dulcet tones of Sharon Sexton.
They put you to sleep.
You can listen to Visions of You. It's on Spotify, for example, and you can probably buy it at
it's not
Tons. I don't know. No, because it was on Better Than Hell, so this was the connection in my brain.
That's the special thing about that. They allowed us to do lots of things.
Collections.
Bucket collections for our charities that we support.
Raffle prizes.
This is like the perfect thing to go to the next step, because I got a little game. It's called the Weird Facts. And these are 4 not so really weird facts about you that I found out during my research for the episode, but they might seem weird. And the first one is, you put Falco's pink pants on sale for charities. That's true.
Yes.
Twice.
Yeah, because they faded, we would always
have new ones.
So I always said, can I keep the old ones? Because we raise money for men's mental health, prostate cancer, suicide prevention, birth impacts. Now we're trying to raise money for birthing impacts for women stuck in war zones, and things like that. Whether it's, I've got a set of Crawlock teeth, which I'm going to raffle at some point.
Oh my gosh!
And which I basically ruined by running under hot water. But I think from what the dentist told me, they reform themselves.
So like they would kind of adhese back together?
Okay. Yeah. Ooh. So I have a set of those to auction for, maybe it will go towards the birth impact, maybe it will go towards the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. But yeah, when you have the possibility to do that, and somebody wanted them, and I met the person who bought them actually at the stage door, just the other week. They weren't wearing them.
Very delicate items. Yeah, I just saw that and was like, who's going to buy this? This is so cool.
No, we had everything, didn't we? Falco's bat, the top of Strat's
Yeah.
microphone,
Shoes.
shoes, underwear.
It's cool though. It raised a lot of money.
During the time with Bat Out of Hell, we raised £50,000
Yeah, for the GGR.
for the DGL, for the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, which is a charity that supports men's mental health.
That was
Yeah,
over many years, but
5 years.
yeah.
that's so good. Can you also like enter the raffle without wanting to get the pants
Yeah,
or
you can
something?
really just donate to the cause yourself.
Yeah, okay. Because I would be like, I don't want the pants, but I would like give money.
Yeah, no, one pair we auctioned, and the other pair we just was like buy a
Raffle.
raffle ticket for a £5 or something.
I mean, they both raised a lot of money.
Yeah.
Actually, the person who was running the raffle for us, she was offered the amount that they'd raise to double it to win the pants.
Which is cool, because also people want to do something nice,
And
don't
we
they?
said, now we want somebody who's paid €5 to win them.
Yeah.
And the other one can bet on eBay.
The next one is your dog is named Steinman after Jim Steinman.
Yeah.
You already told us that's the truth. But can you tell us maybe a bit more about adopting Steinman?
I had a doggy that passed away, and I didn't want another dog. I was like, it's too soon. Just in case he overhears, so sorry, Steinman. But it's too soon, and I'm not sure. And Rob said, well, when you're ready, I think that a Vizsla would be an amazing breed, because they're so energetic and they go out and they're like big dogs and they're like just beautiful to like and Simon is so beautiful with the big chest. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I've ever met a Vizsla in person, so I don't know. And then I think it was about 2 days later, we were walking into the Dominion, and there we were walking by a van, and this big dog just stuck its head out its window in front of me on the footpath. And Rob was like, that's a Vizsla. And I went, oh, now I love them. So yeah, we just found him, and I went down to see him, and that was, I knew as soon as I went to see him, I was like, I ain't coming back without him. So I went down, and then Rob came with me the second time, and we brought him home.
Love at first sight, yeah.
Yeah.
In a plastic box.
In a plastic box. Green Boy. That's what he was called, because he hadn't got a name. We were going to call him, we had a couple of names, didn't we? Velcro, because he is like Velcro.
Yeah.
Can't remember. We tried out a few, and then obviously Steinman just suits him so well, because it's also so regal, you know? He's like royalty.
But boy,
Steiny!
where are you?
Not interested. Just
Steiny baby. No.
rattle something like a crisp pack. He'll be here in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was it hard for you to get Steinman to Hamburg?
No, well, we had to drive because obviously we can't fly him, so we did that over 3 days.
You have to get we had to get him a passport, a European passport.
Yeah,
actually,
Steiny's also an EU passport now.
Yeah, because we're registered here, we could get him an EU passport, which makes it easier to travel. Because, again, just a fun fact for anybody who's in England and traveling with a dog, it costs you a fortune to get the dog out of the country and back again if you don't have a passport.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The next weird fact, which is not so weird at all, you did lockdown concerts at home during lockdown. And I just saw it on Instagram, doing my research, which was like scrolling back. And I saw you guys with Santa's hats and beers, and this was so cute.
We did one for Valentine's Day, we did one for Christmas, we did
one for charity.
One for charity. We did 2 for charity. We did an originals one, and then we did one which was just like hilarious. We decided to do a live stream called Under the Covers, and we put pajamas on, and we just basically sang about 20 songs and drank a couple of glasses of wine and did it live as a live stream. And I don't know if that exists anywhere online. I kind of hope not, because it was just one of those mental nights. We had to warn our neighbours on either side of us just to go, just in case you hear, you know, a lot of music.
Very loud.
It's us, and it's going to be live, so, you know, just bear with us for a few hours. That was crazy. But they were great. I mean, everybody did it, didn't they? We all learned new skills in lockdown, but it was actually really cool for us to be able to do that together. It was just, a little bit of light during that time.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I wish we could have this lockdown phase again without being pushed to be at home all the time.
It's nuts, isn't it? We all said at the time, wow.
The allowance to stop.
We really needed to stop and slow down, and we'll never go back to that crazy. And it seems like it's even now the pace of life.
Absolutely. Everyone just forgets about everything.
Yeah.
And the last one is you can actually ride a motorcycle.
Yes.
And you too, Sharon, right?
In an emergency, if I had to, I probably could, but legally, no.
Legally not. Okay, because I just saw a lot of pictures of you.
Posing. I can pose on bikes. Yeah. That I can do.
Yeah, you once raised money for posing on a motorcycle. It's way in the past, and it was like a very sexy picture of you on the motorcycle.
No, I didn't do that one for money. I just did that one for Rob.
She did it for me, and I posted.
Oh, I thought it was for charity, but that's even better.
No, maybe it should be.
I used it to promote my charity.
Yeah, this was the thing.
That's it. Only fans get to see the behind the scenes of Sharon on the motorbike.
You can post my photo shoot for
charity.
Yeah.
Such a great picture, guys. Such a great picture. What will the day for you be like today? What are you going to do?
I'm about to take my dog out for a walk. Sharon's about to start classes.
I've got 2 singing classes. Then we'll pick up our boy.
And then I'll go to work.
And then I've got 2 more singing classes tonight.
I have physio. And then a show.
Oh, wow. Very busy. Yeah. And are these days pretty similar? Or is every day like absolutely different?
Yeah, every day is a bit random. I mean, we know that Rob does the show in the evening times, but we try and get pockets of downtime.
Mm-hmm.
But it's tricky. It's hard. It's
like this morning, for instance. We said
just
nothing.
Yeah.
Just a bit of instead of ships in the night, that we actually see each other.
Yeah.
So we had our morning coffee date.
And now a date, but I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm interrupting the date.
Exactly.
No, it's lovely. It was really nice. Thank you for having us on.
Oh, thank you for being on the podcast. And can you share what's next for you, for everybody who's listening and is wondering what might come next for Sexton and Fowler?
We have concerts coming up.
We've so many balls in the air at the moment, to be honest with you. We have definitely got concerts. I'm doing a solo concert in May. In a new concert idea, which I'm really excited about doing, Mamas of the Musicals, which is all of the mother roles in musical theatre. So I'm just going to try that out. Maybe tour it. We're looking at maybe doing something in Hamburg together.
Yeah.
If we can time it right.
The right venue.
Yeah, the right venue and the right time. We have a concert together
with Christine.
We have a concert in Christine. We have a concert at home in Louth in Skegness.
Yeah, we have some concerts coming up in November in a castle
in
close
Germany.
To Duisburg, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh. You're coming to Duisburg? This is just around the corner.
Yeah. And I've got
Jesus Christ Superstar next year. There's talks about it in the Easter time next year.
And I'm doing a tour that's starting in June with 3 other fabulous women called West End Women Defying Gravity. It's all the female leading roles, and that's touring all around the UK and Ireland over the next year. So there's dates popping up there constantly.
When you say out loud, quite a bit to organise.
And we're doing summer schools and Easter camps, and we're
teaching in college,
teaching
online, and 8 shows a week. So,
and we've got the tour coming around again,
and full-time parents.
That's happening in May too.
Yeah, the end of May. And we're still trying to auditioning, and we're still trying to promote for this.
What a Wonderful World.
Wonderful World single, which we did with Gina Emness.
Oh yeah.
May Ann Yorlin,
Cassie Compton,
Cassie
Jodie Sam
Compton.
Steele. We also had Ross Harmon, who's in Wicked, Amy DeBartolomeo, who's one of the
Steve
original
Balsamo.
Bats, and Steve Balsamo, who's Jesus Christ superstar.
Some of the Six Girls. Anyway, every proceed goes
Yeah.
to emergency birthing kits. You can get it on every platform online. It's called It's a Wonderful World charity.
I will link down below everything, which will be a lot.
Even if you don't want to purchase the song, donate for that cause. It's for UNFA,
FPA,
UNFPA, UNFA, and they do everything to help
anybody who's in a crisis.
Yeah, anybody who's in a crisis.
Yeah, and it's pretty beautiful. It was orchestrated and arranged by our friend Philip Grass, who is the MD on Hamilton over here in Hamburg, and he's
assistant MD on Tants, and he's going to be the MD on Juliet. So wonderful talent, and
I'll keep that in mind if I'm listening.
it's really beautiful, and if you, for the hardcores out there, you will hear in the string arrangement "Somewhere Over a Rainbow." If you're clever.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob. Thank you guys so much for being on my podcast. Is there anything you want to say? Any last words?
Hand cream and face cream.
Moin moin.
Yeah. Next time I come to Hamburg, I'll bring wine and hand cream and everything, and
you just bring yourself. Bring yourself.
Bring yourself. Yeah, really. Hand cream. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Of course.
Bye.